Good morning, students. In this video class we are going to discuss about the basis of classification of animals. See here we are discussing about animal kingdom. There are vast number of animals, understood, a huge number of animals. So we have to study all those in a proper manner, understood. So for proper manner means in scientific way we have to study. The classification is essential there, okay. So that's why the basis of classification we are going to study now. Before going to classify the animal kingdom, we should on what criteria we have to classify. So you know that the structurally difference which we observed in animals, okay. So even insects, birds, vertebrates, invertebrates, like very minute ants, spiders you might have seen, okay. But even huge animals like blue whale, aquatic, terrestrial, like there are many criteria are there, but what are the basis for this classification? Basis for the classification, the fundamental common features we should know. On that basis we are going to classify the animals, okay. So that is the basic criteria we have to choose, the common features we have to choose. So very basic criteria are that is the basis of classification. The first one, that is arrangement of cells we have to consider, because you know that the organism shows cellular nature, that means arrangement of cell is very important here. First one, arrangement of cells. In previous video I have said this all. The second one, body symmetry, and third, the nature of coelom. Coelom means here body cavity, we call how body cavity is formed, okay. So that is next pattern. Next one, patterns of digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, or other physiological systems we should use. These are said to be physiological, these are the organ systems which are performing a set of functions, physiological functions we can say, ಶಾರೀರಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು, physiological functions, okay. So now first one, let we discuss now one by one, that is arrangement of cells. Arrangement of cells is important, one of the basis of one of the criteria for the classification we can say, okay. It is the basic criteria. So the how cellular nature, so that is what we call the arrangement of cells. See, there are different organisms you might have observed, that is from sponges to higher vertebrates like mammals. We people we can consider, we are also mammals, okay. So later on you will understand one by one, from sponges, that is porifera we called, okay. There are different phyla are there in the animal kingdom, okay. Phylum, what you call phylum, okay. So the higher level taxon, the kingdom, next phylum, okay. So there are different phyla are there, we will discuss that phyla in all phyla in the animal kingdom in this chapter, okay. Let us we know the arrangement of cells. First the arrangement of cells let we discuss, after one by one we will discuss, okay. Now the arrangement of cells, how the cells are arranged. See, for lower animals, when you consider lower animals, just suppose you take sponges. The few hardly 2 to 3 kinds of cells are there, and which makes the this animal, okay. Sponges which are exclusively aquatic, okay, maybe freshwater or marine forms. But of course you know that animal kingdom have the members, no, all members means all animals are multicellular only. Here whatever we are discussing, the animals under the animal kingdom, they are of course multicellular. You remember, multicellular means 2 or more cells, okay. So usually they are multi means many cells are there, and that forms the body, okay. So single cell, not it is single cell, there are many cells together aggregated and either they are in the tissue form or they are in the organ form, organ system form. Okay, that later we will discuss that levels. Okay, so the all the members which belongs to the kingdom Animalia kingdom, they are multicellular, but in sponges very primitive animals we can consider. Okay, these are very primitive animals in this kingdom. Okay, so sponges are aquatic animals we can say. So here even it is multicellular, but here cell arrangement, the pattern of cell arrangement is loose aggregation, loosely arranged cells we can observe, loose arrangement. Okay, the cells are not compactly arranged and they are even they are independent. Okay, so we can say some works are done by a group of cells, but still tissue is not formed, that you should remember, tissue level not there. Okay, so that is why the arrangement of cells can be levels, we can consider here levels of organization. I will take directly the levels of organization, but in case of higher animals the complex tissue is formed or organ is formed, but loose aggregation of cells in case of sponges. Understood? Loose aggregation of cells. So, they may be independent or little for some works may be dependent. Okay. So, now the levels of organization, we can say. Levels of organization. See, when you observe the different phyla from sponges to echinodermate or vertebrates. Okay, even you can take the vertebrates also. So, later on you will understand the different phyla. Okay, we will discuss that in next video. Levels of organization means what here? First, primitive cases when you consider sponges. In sponges, the level of organization is said to be cell level or cellular level. Cell level, okay, because the here tissue is not formed. Tissue is yet not formed. That is in sponges. Spongilla is an example. Okay, Euplectella, like you can give the examples. Sponges are aquatic, and here water circulatory system is there, and every cell is approach to the water actually. Okay, water is circulating in the body. So, that is why the sponges we can see the cell aggregation. It is a body is formed by aggregation of cells, not it is formed by tissue. So, hence we call it as a cellular level of organization. Cell level, we can say cell level. Even it is multicellular, cells are performing their own functions. Okay, even they are combined together, the like tissue it is not formed. So, it may be very primitive tissue we can say, but the cellular level of organization is there, what we call even cell level or cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organization is observed in sponges. Okay. So, that is the even it is multicellular, but loosely arranged cells which we observed in case of sponges. In case of sponges, loose arrangement of cells is there. So, that is what we call the cellular level of organization which we observed. Okay. So, that is not said to be what you call the tissue. Okay. Understood. Next, in sponges, phyla, porifera, we will discuss the remaining characters. Okay. So, understood, no? Levels of organization is cellular level of organization. Next, in case of Coelenterata, next phylum, in Coelentrates, in Coelenterata means this is the second phylum of invertebrates. So, that is here the cells are aggregates to form, cells are grouped. Here little complexity which we observed. Okay. Cells are combined, okay, to form a tissue. Okay. The group of cells form a tissue for a particular function, very important. For a function, the all cells are doing the same function. That is the meaning is the group of cells are there. No, these group of cells are performing a function. Understood? One function. Okay, they are performing a one function. Such group of cells are referred as a tissue. What you call tissue? Understood? The group of cells which are performing a function called tissue. Understood? They are not independent, they are dependent. Okay, all together a set of cells or group of cells all together performing a function. A function means here one function. Okay, so that is what you call the tissue. Okay, so which we observed in coelentrates. Okay, coelentrates and even in other some phyla. Okay, even so coelentrata is an example is enough here. Coelentrates, you remember, the coelentrate shows the tissue level organization. The cellular level of organization is observed in case of sponges. Next one is, so this is the first one you can consider. Next one, the cellular level and tissue level organization. Tissue level organization. Yes, tissue level organization is observed in case of coelentrates. Okay, the cellular level organization is observed in sponges. Next, in case of Platy helminthes, so you can take the example of Platy helminthes. Okay, Platy helminthes in Platy helminthes, what do you call Platy helminthes? Chappate hulugalu. Okay, they are flat body animals, Platy helminthes. So in this group we observed that tissues are grouped to form a organ. The tissues are grouped together and form a structure called organ. So organ is formed here. We can observe the organ in the Platy helminthes. So that is called the, even in other higher phyla also we observed, that is the Platy helminthes. So the Platy helminthes shows that the organ level organization, what do you call organ level organization, which we observed in Platy helminthes. Okay, in Platy helminthes organ level organization is there because organs are developed from a group of tissue. Okay, the tissues are formed into a organ. Okay, so organs which are performing a function, which are the organs, each organ is performing each function. Okay, so for example reproductive organ, it may be either it may be the what you call the excretory organ. Okay, so like here flame cells which we observed. Okay, so in Platy helminthes flame cells are for excretion. Okay, in this way particular function is performed by a particular organ. So that organs are developed here. So that's why we call it as a organ level organization. Organ level organization is observed in Platy helminthes. Okay, Platy helminthes. So next one, there is a organ system level. Let us we see that also, organ system level of organization. Yes, students, see here the levels of organization in that. So we discussed about the tissue cellular level, tissue level, organ level. Okay, so this is what the organ system level of organization, what we call organ system level of organization. Here cell arrangement is become organ system. The cells are become organ system, what we call the physiological systems are formed here, like digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, understood. So, in this way the organ systems are formed in such animals, that is what higher animals we can consider. Higher means actually chordates are more developed, which are more complex, but in case of invertebrates also we observe that annelids, arthropods, molluscans and echinoderms. Okay, these are also different phyla, and chordata is higher, okay, even including mammals. Okay, so these all animals which shows that the organ system level of organization, Yes, the organs, how organ systems are formed here? The organs, different organs, okay, the different organs which associate, they are associated to form organ system. The organs are associated, there are number of organs, okay. For example, digestive system when you consider, so from mouth to anus there are many list of organs are there which are involved. For example, in the mouth only the tongue, okay, pharynx, next the what you call the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, next the rectum, colon, what you call the digestive tract, colon we called. So, in this way up to anus there are list of organs and associated glands, okay, liver, understood. So, like pancreas, many salivary glands are there. So, all these together that forms a organ system for a particular function, that is called digestion. Okay, digestive system is for digestion, excretory system is for excretion. Excretion is one function, but there is a in a what you call, there are different organs are involved in this function. That is what the organ system for a set of functions I am saying here. Set of functions mean that is a physiological function. Physiological function, what you call physiological function. For a physiological function, the organ systems are necessary in higher organisms, higher animals, understood. Higher animals means almost these are considered as higher animals. So, especially compared to this, chordates are more complex, okay. So, which we observed as higher animals, okay. Chordates, these are referred as invertebrates, this is the vertebrates, understood. So, this is what the levels of organization based on the arrangement of cells, how cells are arranged. In sponges what we observed, the sponges we observed that cellular organization. In platyhelminthes which we observed, yes, coelentrates, tissue level organization, and in platyhelminthes we observed that organ level organization. Let us we see the chart also, okay. We can observe the chart, okay. See the chart, dear students. See the arrangement of cells, that is levels of organization is also important here. The by this chart you can identify the which example or which phyla, which phylum comes with which level of organization, okay. So, if you remember this much, so you can approach many questions like multiple choice or even for 1 marks, okay. So, they may be asked you the sponges, the cell arrangement, how it is, okay, like, okay. See the organizations I have taken here, the cellular level of organization, this is the primitive type of organization. The single cell itself is performing its function, but it is not even multicellular as I explained, okay. That is sponges. Sponges are showing the loose arranged cells here. The cell arrangement is loosely arranged, which is not become a tissue, understood. So, that is what the cellular level of organization. Cellular level organization is observed in case of sponges, understood. And next sponges, again examples you can also give. So, we will discuss this phyla in later detailed characters, okay. Next the tissue level organization. Tissue level organization which is there is a, in that examples I have taken here, that is coelentrates and ctenophora. They are both almost similar phyla are there, okay. Two phyla are comes under this tissue level of organization, that is coelentrates, okay. Aurelia, jellyfish you can say example, okay. Aurelia, obelia, like there are Physalia, many are there examples, okay. So, all detail with examples and with different all characters we will discuss in the next videos. So, now we remember tissue level organization which we observed in case of coelentrates and ctenophora, okay. Ctenoplana example, ctenoplana, bioluminescent, very one of the interesting organisms which we observed. They can illuminate their light, they can produce their own light, okay. So, such animals are also there, okay, but not insect, that insect comes under arthropoda, okay. So, these are aquatic, exclusively aquatic animals, we will discuss it later, okay. So, you remember here tissue level organization which is observed in coelentrates and ctenophora, there are two phyla, you remember. Next, organ level of organization in Platy helminthes. Platy helminthes, the chappate hudugalu we called in Kannada, that is Platy helminthes, okay, flat worms, okay. So, that is organ level of organization, because organs are formed here in their body, we can observe that organs, okay. Next, organ system level, okay. Organ system level is the highest level of cell arrangement. Organ system means physiological system is formed, like digestive system, excretory system, that is what the organ system is formed here, that is different organ systems are formed, and the examples are almost higher phyla comes under this one, even including Asca helminthes, annelids, arthropods, mollusks and echinodermata we call, okay. There are different phyla of invertebrata, and another one is chordata, as usual you know higher animals, okay. So, this is by this chart we can understand that the level of organization, is observed here. So, this is one of the important criteria for the classification, first criteria we can consider, okay. This is the first criteria which we considered, and remaining other basis, symmetry, coelom, okay. So, we will discuss in the next video. Thank you, students.